Hi, my name's Ian and welcome to the channel if you've not been here before, and if you have been here before then welcome back. In this video we're going to be changing the driver's side door mirror, which has got absolutely nothing wrong with it at all, or has it? So apart from the various amounts of cobwebs that's hanging off it, to actually look at the door mirror itself, obviously the glass looks alright, all the electrics work properly on it as well, nothing wrong with the indicator either. The actual door mirror itself, there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever, but what is wrong with it is that. Just there is the sensor for the outside temperature of the vehicle, and believe it or not, that can have massive effects on things that the engine control module or engine control unit does when it talks to the vehicle, and that is faulty on my van. So if we look at the cluster here, to the left of where it says 1418 of the time that we've got at the moment, there should be a temperature display there, which I did have up until around the beginning of June of this year when we were away. But when we were up in Norway back in April, it was showing that it was 65 degrees, even though it was only about 5 degrees outside. And then probably when we got into like late May, it stopped showing the temperature and just sort of had like 3 dashed lines, like you can see on the top there where it says IC and the miles per gallon. But so I got that, but then sort of towards the early part of July when we were still away, basically got to the point where it is now, where it's not showing anything at all in the way of temperature. Now the fact that it was showing no temperature really didn't bother me at all. I'm thinking, well, does it really matter if you've not got your outside temperature showing? Well, yes it does. I ended up coming across a video of a guy who does repairs to vehicles, and he specialises in DPF repairs as well to vehicles, which for those of you who don't know, that's the diesel particulate filter. And on all modern diesels, basically all your exhaust gases etc, they go through a DPF, and basically it collects all the soot, and over a period of time that DPF then goes in what's called regeneration, where it burns off all that excess soot etc on there. Now from what he was saying is that outside temperature is part of the reason why you will go into a regeneration. So basically the outside temperature talks to the engine management system, and then it basically then says, well, this is the outside temperature, we'll do regeneration. But I also think it also has effect on other parts of the vehicle itself. Now, part of doing this video as well is that a lot of the aftermarket mirrors that you'll find online do not have the outside temperature sensor built into them. So there's lots and lots of mirrors you can buy, replacement ones, for around 50 quid. And obviously this is the van, a right-hand drive vehicle, so the outside temperature sensor is in the driver's side of the van. Now I think there's a lot of places, like foreign places, that are selling basically these mirrors into the UK, which when you're on a left-hand drive vehicle, it doesn't really matter the fact that it's not got that temperature sensor in there. But obviously the fact that, you know, you'll know whether you've got one or not because it's got 2 plugs on the end of it rather than 1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the mirror that I bought, which is slightly different. It is an aftermarket one, but it's slightly different to the one that I've got on the vehicle, but it still has the outside temperature sensor on it. So if we now look at the bottom of the mirror that I bought, you can actually see here that that's got an outside temperature sensor on it, and it's also got 2 cables to plug in. Now, as I said, on a lot of the ones you'll actually see online, they've only got 1 cable, which, as I said, is okay if you've got a left-hand drive vehicle and you just want it for the passenger side, but for a UK model van, then that's no good. Now you may think to yourself, if you bust the passenger side one, which I'm just sort of showing you there now, you might think, well, we can get one of those 50 quid ones off of eBay and use, replace the passenger side one if it gets broken. And in a lot of cases, yes, you can. But if you've got a later vehicle that's not got an aerial on the roof, you'll find it's actually got the aerial built into the door mirror. So you'll end up replacing the mirror and then your radio won't work. This is not a sponsored video in any way or form, but this is the company I ended up getting it from. I actually bought it through eBay, and because I was looking for one with a outside temperature sensor on it, and I actually placed an order for one, and literally within 10 minutes I got a phone call from these people just asking a few more questions about the one that I'd ordered. And it turned out that I actually ordered the wrong one, because not only do we have obviously ones with temperature sensors, ones without, but also as well in the indicator. Let's put the thing up. On the indicator on the side there, if we can make it out, mine has got a standard bulb in it. So this is obviously a standard indicator bulb, which is what's correct for my vehicle. And now some of them have LEDs in them instead. So if you accidentally buy one with an LED in it, you'll actually have to get a unit that plugs in to actually change that from an LED. It converts it, because otherwise it will flash too quickly. So yeah, so I got a phone call from the lady from Magnum Vehicle Solutions asking the questions about my vehicle. I gave her the registration number, etc, etc, and she said, no, you actually ordered the wrong one, because I'd ordered one with LED indicator on there instead of a standard one. So she then said, well, I can actually sell you a genuine Peugeot one if you want to, or you can have the one with the correct indicator in it. So the one I've ordered, instead of it being 50 quid, which is what a lot of them are on eBay, it was actually £187.50. Now, if I wanted a genuine one, she could have done me a genuine one for just short of 400 quid. If you go to the Peugeot dealership, they're between 500 and 600 pounds for a replacement mirror, which is absolutely ridiculous. So as I said, these cheap ones you see on eBay, you think, oh, that's all right, I can change both my door mirrors for 100 quid. Well, you could be causing yourself quite a few problems with it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the video below to, in my video in the down below bit, to a link to the video that I found with regards to these door mirrors and the issue that you can get with it. It's a guy who basically fixes vehicles with DPF problems for a living. His name's Jimmy, and it's O'Reilly's Repairs. I don't know the guy, not being sponsored by him or anything like that, but it's just I thought I'd find the information was useful and thought I'd pass it on to other people. The other thing we are going to be doing in the video is actually replacing the door mirror. So if you want to find out how to replace the door mirror, then we're going to go down that route. My vehicle's got Remis blinds on it because I've converted it into a camper van, so it'll be how to remove the Remis blind. But I've also got the quarter light sections that I took out initially, so what I will do as well is probably just quickly fit one of those and then show you how to get that out as well, because all that needs to be taken out so we can replace the door mirror. So the first thing we need to do is actually remove that little cover there which says Remis on it, and behind that you'll find a screw. So just inside there you should just be able to see a Phillips head screw, and that needs to be removed. Once we remove that screw, we need to then gently pull this cover off using some trim tools. Basically it's clipped on, and then around the bottom here somewhere there is a screw which basically the thing slides onto, so we need to pull it off. So I've been around the outside now with a trim tool, and basically I've got the whole thing sort of flapping and loose, so that's ready to come out. It'll lift up in a minute. And basically it locates onto that U-shaped channel there, and then the whole thing just comes out the way. Right, so I've just actually refitted the other section. If you've just got a standard van, you've not got Remis blinds in it, then basically we do exactly the same things what we did with the other blind. Is basically you get a trim tool, just release all the way down this edge here, and there's 2 or 3 poppers in there, and then basically you just want to slide the whole thing towards you, or forward should I say. So now I've released all the poppers down the left hand side. You just grab hold of it and you pull it out. Simple as that. Right, so now we've got those out, you can actually see there's a fixing here and a fixing down there, and that's what holds the door mirror in place. But we're not going to be undoing those yet, because we need to now get into this section here where we've got the up and down controls, etc. for the windows, and the controls for the electric mirrors as well. We need to pop that open and release all the cables. So once you've got your trim tool in there, prised it up, it takes a bit of getting out, then you'll find that there are some cables here already. So what we're going to do, we're going to disconnect those to begin with, but then also what we're going to do in a minute as well is we're going to take the speaker cover off, because it's easier to get to some of the cables from down there as well. So the speaker cable, the speaker cover should I say, basically you give it a pull and it comes out. In fact, I may even end up taking the speaker out as well, I'm not quite sure yet. In fact, second thoughts, don't actually need to disconnect those cables, but the ones for the door mirror is that grey one there and that black and red one down there. They need to be taken loose. Yeah, just to give a little bit more access, I've decided to take the speaker out. It's held in by 3 screws. There's one there, and one up there, and then obviously need to unclip the cable. So once you've got the 2 cables released, you've then got to feed them down. There's a hole just down the side here where my finger is. You've got to feed them out through there, and basically it goes out through a hole, and then basically down where my finger is down in here, I can actually feel the cable down there. So you need to get that. You can see me wiggling the cables about when I do that. They wiggle down there, so we need to get them through that hole down there. Right, now got the cables free, so we can now undo the bolts for the door mirror and pull it all out very carefully. So the mirror itself is actually held on by 4 T40 Torx bolts. So you've got one here, one there, one down there, and one here. Once you've got all the bolts out, you need to make sure your door is shut, otherwise you won't be able to get it out because it catches on that outer plastic section. So they're all released now, so it will come out. And that is now the old door mirror now removed. I'll give it a bit of a clean up before I put the new one on. So for refitting, you've then got to get the mirror, well, they have the mirror fitted with the door shut. Now at the top here, you can make out this one here, but there's another one at the top there. It's got a very handy hook on it, so basically it hooks in first and actually stops the mirror from coming back out. And what I've then done is I've just put the top bolt in and just secure it in place, so I can get the rest of them now. Right, so that's all full bolts all back in again now, so we now just need to reconnect all the wiring. Right, that's all the cables plugged back in. I must say it's a little bit fiddly trying to get that cable back, well there's 2 cables back through that hole, so it's having the speaker removed is a big help because you can get your hand in there and sort of guide it through. So yeah, we've got everything all connected back up here now, so that's the electric windows back up and the mirror switches back up. I'm not going to push that back down yet fully in there, so I'm going to just test the mirror to make sure it all works properly. And also the main thing as well is, is our temperature working? So moment of truth, let's stick the key ignition and see what we get. Hey, we now have temperature. As you can see here, we've now got 22 degrees showing, so that's a winner. So hopefully now that will be talking back to the ECU. As I said, I will stick a link to the video that I saw on this. And then the other thing I just need to double check now is make sure this mirror, which is all over the shop, is working. So let's, oh yeah, that's now doing what it needs to be doing. Let's just check the little blind spot there as well. Is that working? Does that not work? Oops, a minute. Yeah. Did the blind spot ones not work? What's the point in that? I shall recheck. Right, after faffing about and a phone call to the company, it actually turns out that the on this particular one, that the blind spot mirror you have to move manually and not off the switch, is what I used to do on the old one. But it's not really a problem. Once I've got it in the right position, I never really have to move it again anyway. So I think we're all done. So this is obviously my old mirror now, and what I find really annoying is why it is that these manufacturers can't make the likes of the temp sensor a replaceable part. I mean, I've now got a door mirror which is now basically useless unless it was to be fitted, say, to a left-hand drive vehicle as a passenger side mirror, I suppose, but obviously that would then mean it being posted off abroad. But basically I'm going to have to throw this away, which to me is just absolutely stupid. You know, and as I said, the actual part itself should be just replaceable, so you can carry on actually using the rest of the mirror. Oh well, whinge over. Well, I hope you found the video interesting. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. Please like and subscribe to the channel, it'd be much appreciated. And I'll see you again in the next one. Cheers.